Silence filled the room. Officer Miller froze, the confession hanging in the air. He quickly signaled for backup. Other officers emerged, confusion and alarm on their faces. Through it all, Thomas Granger just waited. He had confessed to the unthinkable and stood there patient as if he had all the time in the world.
I've killed them. I killed my wife. I killed her friend. And I killed my stepdaughter. They are at my house.
What kind of crime?
No emotion, no panic, just a flat statement.
I need to report a crime.
Just after dawn on a quiet Tuesday, the police station was still and calm until Thomas Granger walked in. The automatic doors slid open. He entered, blood-stained, composed, and eerily calm. He approached the front desk, leaving a faint trail behind him. Officer Miller looked up, startled by the sight. The man in custody was a contradiction. Calm, unremarkable, yet now at the center of a nightmare. The police had his confession, but no idea who he truly was.
No one ever saw him lose his temper. He was reliable, polite, but reserved.
Neighbors saw him mowing the lawn, his wife gardening, his stepdaughter riding her bike. No arguments, no drama.
The Grangers were the perfect family. Quiet, happy, kept to themselves.
Who was Thomas Granger? Detectives found nothing. No record, no trouble, just an ordinary electrician. He owned a small business, paid his taxes, lived quietly. The brutality was overwhelming yet contained. No signs of forced entry or struggle outside. The weapons were household objects. No premeditation, just sudden violence. The house, once peaceful, was now a tomb. Family photos and cheerful decor became haunting reminders of what was lost. Detectives found a hidden photograph in the attic. Faces scratched out, a date circled in red. No one recognized the child in the picture.
Upstairs we found Chloe, Thomas's 16-year-old stepdaughter.
Officers arrived at the Granger home, a tidy house with a cheerful yellow door. Inside, they found horror. Sarah Granger and Mark Renshaw, her co-worker, dead in the living room.
I saw Thomas leave the house that morning. He looked different. Not angry, just empty. I'll never forget his eyes.
Neighbors recalled normal, happy moments, Sarah watering flowers, Thomas teaching Chloe to change a tire. The shock rippled through the community workplaces and Chloe's school. Grief counselors were called in. The victims were remembered as kind, bright, and loved. At the center was the terrifying question, how could Thomas Granger do this?
Mr. Granger is in custody, but we have no idea why he did it.
The police chief confirmed the victims and suspect, but offered no motive.
How could this happen here? They were the family from the Christmas card.
News of the murders spread quickly. The Granger house became a grim landmark. He's never explained his actions. The reason for the horror he unleashed remains locked away, leaving the world to wonder why.
Thomas Granger was convicted on his confession and the evidence. He's serving life in prison.
Theories of jealousy surfaced, but nothing explained the slaughter of 3 people. Then, a photo. Thomas, Sarah, and a young boy who didn't appear in any records. Rumors of a past tragedy swirled, but it was all speculation. No clear motive emerged.
We found messages between Sarah and Mark. Maybe an affair, maybe not. Nothing conclusive.
Detectives questioned Thomas for hours. He answered only the basics. Yes, he killed them, but when asked why, he was silent.
Transcript excerpt. Officer, why did you do it, Thomas? Thomas, silence. Officer, was it jealousy, anger? Thomas, I don't remember.
Police received an anonymous call. You missed something in the basement. The line went dead. The case remains open.
Just when the case seemed closed, a new lead emerged from the shadows of Thomas Granger's childhood. Detectives, refusing to let go of unanswered questions, dug deeper into sealed records. Inside, they found a decades-old report of a missing child, Jacob Peters, vanished without a trace from Thomas's hometown. The name matched the mysterious boy in the photograph with Thomas and Sarah. A transcript from the cold case detective revealed the chilling discovery. Detective. Subject, Thomas Granger, age at time of incident, 12. Witnesses recall a sudden change after Jacob's disappearance. No charges filed, family uncooperative. A childhood friend interviewed years later offered a haunting memory. Friend, Thomas was never the same after Jacob vanished. He stopped talking, started drawing strange pictures. We all knew something was wrong, but no one said a word. The sealed record included unsettling evidence, childhood drawings filled with dark, chaotic images, and a diary entry, "I hear him at night, I can't sleep." Old neighbors and teachers described a withdrawn, anxious boy, haunted by secrets no one dared discuss. Piece by piece, a long-buried trauma came into focus. Was this the missing link, the shadow that loomed over Thomas's life? The case files grew thicker, but so did the mystery. Had a childhood secret set the stage for everything that followed? As detectives pressed forward, one thing became clear: the past was not done with Thomas Granger, and it might hold the key to understanding the horrors he unleashed. The attic photo sent shockwaves through the investigation, its faded edges now a portal to a night shrouded in secrets. News of the image spread quickly, and soon a former neighbor, Mrs. Elaine Porter, stepped forward. Her voice, trembling with memory, added a new dimension to the mystery. Mrs. Porter, audio clip. "I remember that summer. The boys were always together, Thomas, Jacob, and Sarah. But there was someone else that day. I saw them carrying supplies to the old rowboat at dawn. 4 shadows in the mist, not 3. I never saw the 4th child before or after." Detectives, now obsessed with the photograph, pored over every detail in the police station's cramped evidence room. Detective Mason, transcript. "Zoom in here, see the figure at the edge of the frame? Not Jacob, not Sarah, someone else. No records of a 4th child. Who was on that boat?" Detective Lynn. "The lake was calm that morning, they left together. Only 3 came back. The missing boy, the blurred figure. What happened out there?" Evidence began to pile up. A torn piece of fabric matching none of the known children's clothing, found snagged on a branch by the lakeshore. A child's shoe, waterlogged and half buried in the mud, and a hastily scribbled note, unsigned, tucked into the attic floorboards. "We promise not to tell, but secrets don't stay underwater." Speculation ran wild. Was the 4th figure the missing Jacob or someone else entirely? Did the boat trip mark the beginning or the end of a terrible secret? As tension mounted, one fact became impossible to ignore. The attic photo was not just a family keepsake, it was evidence, and whatever happened on that boat had left scars that would never fully heal. The silence is broken at last. The case file may be closed, but the ripples of Thomas Granger's confession are far from still. In a dimly lit office, the police psychologist reviews her notes, her voice recorded for the official record. Thomas exhibits classic symptoms of unresolved childhood trauma, night terrors, dissociation, and profound guilt. His attachment to Jacob and the subsequent loss fractured his sense of self. The compulsion to erase the past became a desperate attempt to reclaim control. It's possible Thomas's actions were not born of malice, but of a mind haunted beyond endurance. A transcript overlay appears on screen, typed words flickering as 2 detectives debate late into the night. "I just can't shake that smile he gave at the end. It wasn't relief, it was like he knew something we didn't." Years of trauma can twist people, Carter. The psychologist says he's finally free from the burden. Or maybe he just let us see what we wanted to see. We have a confession, but do we really have the whole truth? Sometimes closure is all we get. But I keep thinking, what if there's more? What if Jacob's story isn't finished? The screen lingers on the psychologist's final words, echoing in the silence. The human mind is a labyrinth. Sometimes the answers lie deeper than we dare to look. As the night settles over the town, one question remains. Did Thomas Granger reveal everything, or are there still secrets lurking beneath the surface? As the news of the case's resolution spreads, the town gathers for a candlelight vigil, each flame a symbol of remembrance and hope. Families embrace, finding comfort in each other as they begin to heal from unimaginable loss. News crews pack up outside the courthouse, their headlines now turning to stories of resilience and recovery.
We will never forget those we lost. But together, we find the strength to move forward, to honor their memory with kindness.
At dawn, the police station stands quiet, a new day beginning as the town takes its first steps toward healing. Justice is never simple, and healing is never swift. But in the faces of neighbors, in the warmth of shared memories, hope returns. The story of Thomas Granger becomes a lesson, one that reminds us the truth, no matter how painful, is the first step toward justice. Even in the darkest hours, the promise of healing begins. The cycle of silence is broken, and hope lights the way forward. That one day, light will reach even the darkest corners.